Welcome to Chasing the Beats, a show dedicated to WeeklyBeats.com artists, their songs, and stories from the 2024 season and beyond. I'm your host, SQF, and our guest today on a special video edition of the show, Orange Drink. All right, welcome to Orange Drink, our first video episode. Look at us moving around. You can see us. What the hell is that?
This is Monkey.
Hey, Monkey.
He is in the building.
Well, it is happening. We're here. I can't believe it almost, because I think I've mentioned you probably in more episodes about like trying to get a hold of you and your busy schedule, and like, so it's happening.
Our first message was in March. And it's November, so
yeah.
Better late than never.
And then this morning my partner was like, "Did you hear from that guy yet?" I was like, "I haven't I messaged him last night and I haven't heard anything." So
Whew, love it.
But yeah, so great to have you on. I feel like I know you because just watching all your videos last year, and you know, being new to Weekly Beats last year, you were definitely like in my mind the like celeb of Weekly Beats. I think because I could see you and
sure.
like see your performances and stuff, and maybe people feel that way now about listening to me all year on this podcast. I don't know.
Confirmed.
But it's great to actually chat with you outside of Weekly Beats comments and hear more about your process and your extensive experience doing Weekly Beats.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you doing this for the community. So many people have just said like, "Oh, we should do a podcast, and we should do a podcast. We should do a podcast," and then everyone, myself included, has said like, "Oh, I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to do a podcast." But you did it, and we really appreciate it.
I did it. And I'm happy I did it. It was, you know, a good way to spend the off year and then slowly ease back into making music.
Yeah.
So, and connect with everyone that, you know, I've listened to everyone's stuff last year, and to hear more about individual struggles and how people make music and the different styles that people have in making the production and the outcome has been super cool. You're going to do 2026, right?
I'm like legally obligated to.
Yeah, I would agree. Agree. And your first Weekly Beats was 2016, right?
Yeah. So it'll be
your fifth year.
And like a decade.
Or your
being
decade
in Weekly Beats mindset.
That's wild.
It is.
I mean,
the thing that's crazy is that before Weekly Beats, I had released 3 albums, totaling 30 songs. So 10 songs, then 2 albums with 5 songs. And then in Weekly Beats year 1, I did 52 songs. So I near like doubled my career output in 1 year, which is just like crazy to think. I didn't think I could do it the first year. So I was like, I had heard about it and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I can't do that. I'm the type of person that needs 5 years between albums because I got to like sweat over it and I have to go over every detail. And then what's funny is that, you know, you go back and listen to it, I'm like, it took 5 years. Like, it's not that great, bro. Like, really? You took 5 years? Snare sucks. Sucks for 5 years. So in I guess just like kind of get into how I started with Weekly Beats. I lived in Chicago. So I'm from Virginia, and then I moved to Chicago and was there for 9 years, I think. And was doing Orange Drink, had a band member, my friend Farshid, shout out to Zarafa on Weekly Beats. So Zarafa was my band member for a period of time. And then he started a co-op recording studio. So I had a membership there. So I was just like grinding it out, playing shows to nobody. And then trying to like record at the recording studio or record in my apartment. And time passes, and then I met now my husband Frank, and we were long distance dating from Franklin, Wisconsin to Chicago, which is about an hour and a half drive. So our relationship obviously went well, and then we talked about moving in together. So I moved up to Franklin, and he said, like, you can take over the basement and you can set up all your recording stuff. And I was like, oh, this would be amazing to live at the studio basically, as opposed to renting out a place. And I can only go like 1 day a week, which was really depressing at times to feel like, oh, this is my day at the studio. And then I go, I'm just like in a really, really bad mood.
Yeah. It's like even more forced creation of like, this is the only time I've got.
Literally, there would be days that I would just go get a sandwich and watch cartoons on the internet for like 8 hours and be like, well, I didn't record.
Yeah. I just needed to let things simmer.
So, I was putting an arguably unhealthy and abusive and insane amount of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And we'll get into my mental health struggles maybe a little bit later. Don't want to go out of the gate swinging with too much spiciness. But so I moved to Franklin. Frank let me take over the basement, and I'm like, all right, this is it. This is the dream. Like I can spend like almost unlimited time working on music. And so I moved up here in 2013, and nothing really happened for a couple of years. And then I didn't know anybody here, and I went to an open mic. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to like make a big splash and I'm going to go crazy at this open mic, and people are going to be like freaked out, and they're going to see how talented I am, and they're going to fall in love with me.
Yeah.
And I go to the open mic, and like everybody is like a stone cold killer, like such good like songwriting, acoustic guitar playing, soloing, singing, like stage presence, freaking posture, like holding an acoustic guitar. And we're just like, oh man, like the competition is fierce in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So then I go up to these people. I'm like, oh, you're like so talented. This is amazing. Where can I listen to your stuff? Do you have albums? Like, do you go on tour? We should play a show together. And they're like, oh no, I'm a attorney. I just do this on the weekends. I'm like, oh God, how am I going to be a career musician when this like weekend warrior is like objectively like better on every single level?
Yeah.
So I was really, really like in my head about like, oh, maybe I just can't do this. Maybe I'm just not cut out to be a musician. Maybe I'm just this person that talks a big game. Like, oh, if I went on tour, if I had a band, if I could do this and that, I just like talk.
If I had a dedicated studio space,
I mean, it's just because I have to go to this studio. I gotta pay so much money.
The issue. Yeah,
that's the issue. Like, oh, if I just got like a better guitar, like it's just the good. Everyone knows it's the gear, like, right?
Of
like,
course. I watch YouTube.
So this is kind of a funny story, but wasn't like a really huge sports fan, but I just kind of started watching basketball because back then the Milwaukee Bucks were really bad, so we would get free tickets. So I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
And something, for those of you who aren't like really into sports, sports are just such a great way to like meet people in your community, because all you got to do is wear a Milwaukee Bucks shirt and walk around town, and everyone's like, go Bucks, and like, did you see the game, blah blah blah, or like, and I do it too whenever I see someone out of state with Wisconsin. I'm like, go Badgers. So started watching basketball, and I think that was the year that LeBron was on the Cleveland versus Golden State Warriors. So this is funny that I'm talking about sports like I'm a big sports guy, because I'm not. But
I don't know shit about sports,
so Cleveland was down 3-1. And in like the history of the NBA or whatever, like no team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win, and they did.
Nice.
And it was like a really huge deal. And LeBron is from Cleveland, so it was extremely personal. It was not just about basketball. It was like this is his like life leading up to this moment to
Yeah.
represent who he is and where he's from. So I watched it. I'm just like, man, that's like so amazing to see someone not just like be super talented, but overcome all these kind of like personal struggles from their entire life and then like arrive at this moment. And then it occurred to me, like, am I not, I like can't do that, right? Because like I take 5 years to put out an album. And also I'm like, I have like depression and like mood disorder. So like I have to be in a good mood to be creative.
Right.
So I can't do that, right?
I
Because
can't overcome these struggles.
I can't, because I am just like dumb and stupid and no one likes me, right? And I'm just thinking like, oh, if those players had a bad day, it's like the finals are tonight. Like it doesn't really matter. Like you can't postpone it because you're in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I was just thinking about, you know, one of the, in my opinion, one of the all-time greats, Ludwig van Beethoven. Like the dude was going deaf. Like the one thing you need to make music is probably
Yeah.
ears that work.
Yeah.
And he was going deaf, and he was like, no, I'm gonna like jam something in my ear to like hear the piano. And I just thought like, oh, I'm not like that. I'm just like dumb and stupid and not talented. And there was this thing, it just felt like, why did I move here then? Like, why is Frank supporting me? Like, Frank is giving up what for me to just be dumb? And not that Frank ever put pressure on me,
Yeah.
but not to go into my personal history, but my relationship with Frank was really the first relationship where I ever felt unconditionally like loved by a human.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was a gift. And it felt like to squander that gift because I'm like, well, I don't like myself. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how Frank feels about me because like I'm dumb and my music sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really the mindset that I was really struggling with for a really long time. And then, you know, the weekly beats kind of like came back to the front of my mind. And it's like, oh, what if I was like LeBron James and Beethoven? What if I could just show up, especially when things are really bad? What if I wasn't somebody who needed to feel good to write a song? What if I was just a songwriter? Just the way that these
Mm.
basketball players, like on a bad day, like you just like play the game. What if I just could like play the game? What if I was like Beethoven and when I was like losing everything, I could still like go
Figure out a
for it?
way to do it. Yeah.
And I think of myself as like very creative. And I also felt like scared and not supported. So then it all kind of came together where I was like, oh, maybe this isn't about me anymore. Maybe this is about like, how do I feel about art? How do I feel about music? How do I feel about Frank? And will I take my passion and can I just like show up and like pick up the guitar and like play it? And all the voices that say I'm like stupid, I don't deserve it, I don't know how to do it, everyone's better than me. It's like all of that can just like shut up and I'm just gonna like get the ball and like dunk on everyone and like I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Um
It's like when you hear something going wrong in your car and you just turn up the volume. You're like,
I
I'll let
love
my
that.
mechanic deal with that.
That's not my problem. Like I'm here to drive safely and rock out and this check engine light is ruining the vibe.
Sounds like my brakes are going bad. Volume.
uh,
So during that time, did you already know about Weekly Beats? Like this was like 2013-ish, right?
yeah, I think I knew about Weekly Beats when it started. I'm kind of tangentially involved in the chip music community.
Got it. Yeah.
So I was aware of you know Trash 80 and aka Tim. Shout out to Trash 80.
Oh, for real.
We wouldn't be here without
Our savior.
yeah. um so yeah, because of like chip music I knew about Tim starting the Weekly Beats website. And then in the first couple years, like, yeah, I knew quite a few chip music people who did stuff. Shout out to Sasquatch. Shout out to Null Sleep. Shout out to Bit Shifter. Sorry, I'm gonna go like shout out to
Yeah,
Glomax.
shout
Sorry,
everyone
I'm gonna
out.
go. I'm gonna. Well, I've got a list actually. So.
All right, that is a long list.
Horatio Romantic was a last minute addition, so I actually forgot. So I just want to admit that.
Shout out Horatio.
And then Wangus is in all capital letters because I was gonna like
Yes.
insult Wangus later. Start the like Weekly Beats drama rivalry because like I don't know why not. So because of chip music, folks, I learned about Weekly Beats, and then I would actually like listen to a couple of people back before I started. So
it's kind of like simmering in the background of like, but I don't know that I'm like, if that's my thing.
There's this thing. It's funny. I'm talking about all these sports analogies now. There's this sociological thing where if a person breaks a record in a sport, that like unlocks the possibility of that record being broken, and then actually more people end up breaking the record. And it's weird because like something like running, the like technology doesn't change about like running fast, right, over decades. But the concept in the mind that like you can or you can't beat this speed exists like globally, and there's like fascinating documentation about how when a record is broken, then you kind of see those numbers increase like all over the world. So I think what happened for me is just coming from the like nobody likes me, nobody wants to join my band, I have to play all the instruments by myself. I'm not allowed to go to art school. Like that's a big thing. I'm super mad and have a huge chip on my shoulder, and like that's the bottomless pit of rage that I like bring into my work. Which is bad because it can be very self-destructive. And I think I don't know how familiar you are with like my full story, but I do talk about a lot about my struggles with suicidal ideation at shows and stuff like that. So yeah,
No,
it's
I'm not familiar.
maybe we'll. I don't know. I'm gonna make a note. So all of that kind of negative self-talk and hostility, and then wait a minute, what if I didn't need 5 years to put out an album? Then Weekly Beats is really opening up this idea like, oh, there's a bunch of people that are doing stuff on a weekly basis. And then I'm kind of downplaying like, oh, well, they're just doing like, one like little loop kind of thing, and it's just a whatever. And for the record, like that's completely valid too. But in my mind, I'm like, well, oh no, I'm making excuses as to why I can't do it, right?
Yeah.
So 2016, it's like, well, let me just try to see how good of a composer, recording engineer, songwriter, instrument performer I really am. And then if it doesn't work out, I'll just like stop doing it. And then maybe that can be a little wake up call about like, maybe I need to look at a different type of like relationship with music, and maybe kind of put an end to this like, if I don't become a real musician, if I got to go on tour, I got to put out an album, all this kind of very limiting and very narrowly defined about like a very narrow defined goal.
Yeah.
I have to become a musician that makes a ton of money, and I got to be on TV, and I got to go on tour, and I got to have all these fans. I have to sell all this amount of money in merchandise. And then if not, like I might end my life because like I don't care, So it's like really
That's
hostile.
some heavy expectations to put on yourself.
It's abusive. It's abusive.
Yeah.
So having that kind of dialogue with myself. So I just said like, well, I'll just go for it. So 2016, I had some unfinished stuff, and I was like, well, oh, that's what I can do. Each week I'll just grab an unfinished thing and I'll finish it. And cool. First couple weeks, did that. It was really neat to like get comments. I was like, oh, people are actually listening to my work. I would famously send some music to friends and like either not get a response or get a cool, or oh, it sounds like Nirvana. I'm like, okay, can
Yeah.
you talk about me though? Like, please. And this is like really common musician struggles about like receiving feedback, right? Because you want
Oh
everyone to
yeah.
see the thing that you saw in the work, and sometimes people don't see it at all.
And it's super hard when you're sending the things that you work on to people that aren't musicians,
One hundred
because
percent.
it's like, uh, th what are you actually expecting them to say that is anything sort of meaningful? Like,
I mean,
yes, you want
yeah,
people to hear your stuff, but, like, a non-musician is comparing to what they're hearing on the radio. They don't understand what it's like to make something.
which I did not understand painfully. I did not understand that. So I'm just like, why is no one talking about my drum compression? Because like I didn't know, I've never used a compressor before, and now I finally like got access to one on the computer, and now I put it on the drums, and oh man, the drum sounds so much better now. And I was like, oh cool, it sounds like Nirvana. Like, oh what? This is an original composition. Like, like um.
Uh,
So I had a breakthrough moment in my first year, a couple of weeks in, um, just like had a rough week, in a bad mood, like I typically am. And then I'm like, well, I'll just write something. And I made a counting error on my metronome, and like the pattern was in I think 11. I was playing guitar. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then it's like, wait, that's cool. Wait, could I play drums in 11? And then it was difficult, and then I kept going, and then I got it, and then the song came together, and just like, uh this is the best song I've ever written, and I did it by accident, and I'm in a bad mood.
yeah,
And
that's amazing.
maybe like not accidentally, the song was called "The Day I Stopped Killing Myself," and I think that
Mm,
was like really
wow,
a real thing that happened like in that moment. I was like, oh,
wow.
uh there's another Orange Drink song from 2022 called, the title is Apparently I've Been Wrong About a Lot of Things. And I think that's something that's really been happening to me, one, in my life, but two, really spawned by Weekly Beats, that like my self-imposed limitations and beliefs are not correct, and I have thought that they were true for the longest time.
Yeah.
Um and then yeah, just getting musician feedback. Like, shout out to Kedbreak. Before I like really got to know Kedbreak, I just remembered that this like Kedbreak person would always comment on the thing that I thought made the song good. And I was like, oh snap, this is crazy. I've met someone on the internet who like thinks about work the way that I do.
Yes.
And I would work on a song, and then I would, unplug the microphone while I was recording. There'd be this huge like spike, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's like this weird blip out of nowhere. I'm just gonna like, I'll just keep it, even though it's like weird. And then Cat Brick's like, oh, love the blip. And it's like, who is this person? And then listening to Cat Breaks work, was like, oh, this person is
um,
in like their mind
prolific.
is insane. And they think really different, in my opinion. They think really differently about sound and music. So getting their feedback of like, oh, that was like such a punk rock thing to do, to like leave the clipping sound of the microphone unplugged. I'm like, you heard that, like, and you also thought it was cool. Like, I love you. Um,
Yes.
and for me, I kind of realized like, oh, this was the art school experience that I think I always dreamed of having. That I would do the homework, have the critique in front of the class, and then like get feedback from my classmates, like, and then be inspired by their work, and then like trade pro tips, like, oh, how'd you do this? And
But I feel like even in art school, it's probably hard to find like a real collaborative, supportive community, because there's so much like built-in competition, and like no one on Weekly Beats is competing for anything.
um so the way I kind of started getting involved in painting is that I have two friends from Virginia. We all went to the same college. they studied. They were in the arts department, and I was in the business school. And over the pandemic, I asked them like, "Oh, can we start a painting club? And can you guys just like teach me everything that you know about painting?" And the thing that really surprised me is they told me, "Well, they don't really teach you how to paint in painting school. They are teaching you how to problem solve, but you have to figure it out." And I was like, "Oh, that's just like trying to be a musician at home, like looking up YouTube tutorials on like how do I
Yeah.
connect these devices." And then they were sharing with me that something that was really difficult for them in art school is that it really made it a chore, and it really kind of crushed some of the spontaneity, because it's like, well, it doesn't matter what you think, this is what you have to do today.
Mm.
um and yeah, also kind of like also the money aspect,
Yeah.
putting up all this money to go to art school, like
To go problem solve on your own with
what,
projects that people
like
dictate for you.
really,
Yeah.
like um yeah, so Weekly Beats, I mean, it's crazy that it's free, but also sign up for Trash 80's Patreon today.
Yes.
Link.
Yes. And you'll get cool news about new gadgets that he's working on, which
Like the
I'm
secret
super.
mixer that I haven't
Oh
been
my
able to
god,
see
I
because I'm not
know.
a subscriber. God dang it.
God, why aren't you subscribed? It is a very cool looking mixer, by the way, that
Oh
I'm
my gosh.
definitely gonna buy when it comes out. So
Awesome. Yeah, so I did Weekly Beats. I nearly doubled my career output in 1 year. I made a ton of friends. I made friends with some random person in Japan that thinks the way that I think about sound, and it's like, oh well, like that relationship, like alone, is like that was like worth it. And I've had like made so many other relationships just like that. You know, that's what the shout out list is for.
well,
um,
and
yeah.
and most importantly, you had that breakthrough moment where you kind of got like the freedom to create music without these unrealistic expectations.
I'm not saying that I'm Beethoven or Michael Jackson or LeBron James or Kurt Cobain or anything like that, but you know, famously, with at least with Kurt Cobain, Michael Jackson, and Beethoven, they all like super struggle with depression and
Yeah.
self-limiting beliefs and like self-abuse regarding their work too.
Mhm.
And I don't want to go out like that, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to just like um I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I never listened to any of the like leaked demos and like, bootlegs and stuff. My mindset was like, I just want to listen to the albums the way that he's gonna present them, because I really want to experience like his vision of the work.
Yeah.
And then he passed away, and I was like, well, I'm never gonna hear like a new song from him ever again. So I'm like giving myself permission to like sneak in and like listen to all the bootlegs and stuff. Listen to the bootlegs and like the unreleased songs. I'm like, I'm so mad at him because like all of this stuff is so good. And the thought that some of it wasn't like good enough or ready enough, like it was so, it felt like disrespectful in a way. Like, dude, like I really need your music. Like I really need it. It's really important to me. It's like I'm like struggling out here, and you're like sitting on all this stuff because it's like not
It's
perfect.
not good
Like
enough.
it's like I'm starving and he's cooking and he's like, it's not ready yet. Like, I might die actually. Like,
There's too much salt. I
yeah,
wouldn't eat
like,
this. Yeah.
I don't really care. Like, I'm like, like I
Yeah.
have scurvy. Like,
And I mean, you see it time and time again during Weekly Beats where people are like, "This is my speed trash," and then people are like, "Man, I fucking love that thing."
shout out to Speedtrash. I actually unironically love Speedtrash the most because, you know, as I've mentioned, like the emotional component is like the number one thing for me. I create art to survive because I don't know how to cope with all these intense emotions that I have.
Mhm.
And then also, I really enjoy experimental music, as you have maybe seen with my genre hopping and kind of my approach.
Yeah.
I probably come to music first as a lover of sound. And then that's why I like music, because you can play around with sound. So when people do speed trash, oh, for the record, for anyone who doesn't know what speed trash is when you've got a deadline to hit the weekly beats, make your weekly beats track. You're not in the mood, you don't have an idea, so you just like whip out something that's like, in your opinion, like dumb and stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, you just make something and it's like, this isn't back to Michael Jackson. Like, this isn't my vision of
Right.
this song, but I've got a timeline and I'm gonna release it. And
It's just a
like,
thing that I did.
yeah,
It's
and
not really
then
like a song, yeah.
so it's something that you don't really care that much about, or just doesn't meet your standards in some sort of way. And then to
Right.
see how people react to it is very eye-opening, because it makes you realize, wow, I am not even a good judge of my own music.
That's why I love it, because I think that's when people get out of their own head because they can't think anymore, because they don't have an idea. And I think that's when you really get to like learn about the character of these musicians. It's one thing to like put your best foot forward and like you're all presented the way that you want it to. And this is what I want to look like, this is how I am. But then speed trash is just like oh, I just woke up. Oh, well, look at our guest.
This is Fiona.
Hi, Fiona.
She's
Dip.
from she's got a podcast, Chasing the Mice. Uh,
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Chasing the mice. Oh my
but
gosh.
she's obviously got to go get some water before she talks, so I guess she'll be back. uh, anyway, before we were interrupted, um,
Yeah, so I like speed trash because it's like the rawness of these musicians. And then as someone that likes experimental music, it's when people kind of do like weird dumb stuff because they can't think of anything else. And that
yeah,
stuff is like really exciting for me. And sometimes for some people, when they do speed trash, it's because they had a bad week, because they had these plans and then it didn't happen. So sometimes I feel like speed trash also comes with a lot of emotional energy. We're like,
mhm.
oh, I don't want to be here. God, what the crap? Like, oh, this didn't work. Oh, and then they just like are like a hot mess and then experimenting with technique or sound. And I'm like, oh, give me the like angry person doing noise music. Like, yes, yes, please. More of this.
And it's stuff that no one would have ever heard if there hadn't been a deadline just to get
Yes.
something out. It's that stuff that you would have like squirreled away in the boneyard, like, or not even made at all
Yeah, it's
because
like, oh,
you're
this
in.
is a thing, but I'm just gonna save this and never look at it again.
Yeah, I've been too busy this week. I don't have time to make music.
Shout out to every road a railways. Like, oh, I'm just gonna put like a minute of reverb on this snare, and that'll be my track. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I
Bring
want
it.
to listen to. Like, we're gonna buy the vinyl. Like, I want this like insane music nonsense. More, please.
Yeah. So we're all terrible judges of our own music. And
100%.
um it's just nice to have other people in the same boat listening to stuff. Kind of back to your original, like, oh, I'm sending this to a friend, and have putting these unrealistic expectations on our friend about, pumping us up about what they like about it, or
Yeah.
giving us feedback, or talking
Tell
about
me how great I
compression.
am, please.
Yeah.
Here is a poorly mixed song, but tell me how great I am. I'm
And like,
dying out here.
every time I tell people about Weekly Beats, they're like, "Oh, send me your music." I'm like, like, you don't have to listen to it. Like, for some reason, it's like, I don't mind when the Weekly Beats community listens to stuff, because I feel like they're everyone's in like the same headspace, but
They're
sending it
listening it
to.
with the caveat that, like, you had 1 week to make this, and maybe another listener is thinking, "Oh, this is what it means for you to be a musician."
It's not even
That's distracting.
necessarily the caveat of the time frame. It's more like sharing a meal you made with a chef.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because
Like,
they're gonna approach it differently, right?
yeah, like they kind of understand what it's like to create in a way that people that listen to radio songs like and have their favorite artists, like that's a different group of people that I'm not here to appease. I'm like I'm here to push my own boundaries and just like enjoy creating. I think that's what I got out of my first year of Weekly Beats. And
Mm.
this is also a thing that Kedbrick said, like making music is just a part of his week now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's just part of his life. And it is super nice by the end of the week. You're like, I made something this past week, whether I wanted to or not. But once you get into it and start making something, I do feel so much better at the end. Like I always lock into
Dude, it is like
something.
going to the gym. Like, no one wants
It
to go to the
is.
gym, but
It
everyone wants to
is.
be fit and have that good feeling of having it done. So, like, Weekly Beats is the music gym. Like, you show up and you
It
do your
is.
reps, and then you're like, oh, I'm sore, but like, at least I showed up and like I did it as much as I could.
Or you start and you're like, "Ah, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Like, how am I ever going to meet this deadline?" And then something happens, maybe accidentally, like your weird timing recording thing, or like
Yeah.
you accidentally replace a sound, and then you're like, oh, like I like where this is going now.
I
Like,
wanna do a physical demonstration for you. So
okay, here we go. I guess
this
we
is
better take advantage of this video, right?
yeah, we should. Okay. So this is my chair that I sit in to work on music. So it's on wheels. So if I'm doing something with like electronic music, I'll be sitting at here working on it, and then invariably there's this moment,
Yeah.
and that's when I know the song is good. When I
You
like
gotta
kick
stand up
back
and
the chair
dance.
and I like stand up. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a song now.
That was, Ipa Ghost's tip in that episode of, like, I know I'm on the right track when I start dancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then when you like you physically feel the what's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
And then you're like, "I made that. Like, I made
And
that happen."
and sometimes I don't like it until 3 years later.
It's true. It's
It's
true.
just like, that I didn't. Actually, preparing for this, I heard a song that I forgot about. I'm like, oh, this rips. Like, I don't even remember doing it, and I don't think I ever listened to it after making it, but I thought it was great.
What do you do when you listen to it the next day and you're like, what was I thinking yesterday?"
I don't think I ever say that because I try to come from the perspective that like I'm really trying to be honest in my work. So if it's like not good, it's an honest reflection of like how I felt. This happens a lot with singing. So there's times
Mm,
I'll just
mm.
record like myself singing, and then you listen back. I'm like, oh, that is like objectively like off and sounds
Yeah.
pretty rough. But the thing I tell myself is that's like what my body physically was able to do like that day. So this is an honest, accurate like document of
Mhm.
like who I am and who I was. I'm a lot of my art is like it's like journaling. I'm just getting the emotions
Yeah.
out because like I have all these feelings and I don't know what to do with them, and I need to tell somebody, and I need to tell like anyone who will listen. And then the also think of myself as a recycler, that I take all the trash emotions and then I recycle them into something
Oh,
maybe
I
aesthetically
love that.
beautiful. Because like I'm just like will be like endlessly angry, and I don't want to be endlessly angry, and I don't want to hurt myself, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna like take all of that and then like take all these like aluminum cans and smash them with my rage, and then put them into a sculpture.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I do sometimes think that the stuff I made the night before is wrong, or like I'm like, what was I how did I hear this so differently the night
How do,
before?
how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel like a bad musician? Does that make you feel like you're kind of disconnected from that version of you that recorded it?
I It's more of like a mystery than any sort of like negative
Or you're
thing.
like, huh, some version of me
Like,
thought this worked and it doesn't.
yeah, I sort of enjoyed this like dissonance yesterday, but today I can't hear it the
The
same
same
sort of
way.
way.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But I think it's just like a reminder to step away and come back, and like fresh ears. Like, you do get in kind of like a groove where you're like, I kind of like this, or you can like, especially if you're looping something just like ad nauseum, and you're like, you start to get like into the loop, and you're like, I really like a lot of aspects about this, but then with fresh ears it doesn't hit the same way, so it's sort
Yeah,
of
'cause
like,
I think you end up memorizing some of the stuff, like, particularly when you're listening to music on a loop, you end up, like, memorizing some of those repetitive sounds, and then you forget that they're
or
there.
yeah, or you're like hearing things that you can only hear after listening it for like 50 times in a loop. So the challenge is like, how can I hear what I was hearing yesterday with fresh ears so
Right,
that someone else that has not listened to this loop a
right.
hundred times can hear the vision for it.
What was your musical output before Weekly Beats?
Man, I took a huge long break from anything musical. Just got busy with life stuff, and other things became more important, and so I kind of like picked it back up post pandemic. I wish
Okay.
I would have picked it up like during the pandemic, but um and I kind of got back into, just recording guitar and stuff in GarageBand like I had been doing, or the way I had been making music in the past. And I just hate making music on a computer so much
Mhm.
that I was just like,
Relatable.
and I think, coming back to guitar with not the greatest chops anymore, and like trying to record stuff, I was kind of annoyed with the recording process and doing takes, and that part of it.
Are you someone that were you somebody that played guitar, like, as a kid? Like, it's, like, a long time thing for you?
Yeah, I took guitar lessons for a long time, all through high school, and then I was
Cool.
in bands in college, and then after college, it was sort of like work, career stuff took
Yeah.
priority. And, after revisiting music, I was like, okay, I hate making music on a computer. I don't really enjoy this like multiple take process. But I sort of discovered MIDI and
Mhm.
being able to like program things in and change the sound after the fact, of like, or change the timing.
What
And
was
I
your
was
first
like,
experience doing that?
um,
Like
I
GarageBand or
actually I went straight to devices. I was
Cool.
like, I got an OP1 was my first thing that I got.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great
So
introduction. Yeah.
not necessarily the full MIDI being able to change notes
Right.
experience, but I
Right.
was like, okay, here's like sort of a 4 track that I
Yeah, yeah.
can, you know, record some takes, and I'm not on a computer, and I enjoyed it. But I in researching things, I sort of headed down the MIDI direction and got a Synthstrom Deluge. That was like my first
Cool.
MIDI program, which I loved that thing, and it was one of those machines that I was like, I will never get rid of this. But
Did you
then
get rid of it?
I got rid of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you joined
Um,
the M8 cult.
I joined the M8 cult that
Love it.
I thought, I wasn't quite sure that making music in that kind of way would interest me.
Was that your first tracker?
That was my first tracker, and it really ticked all the boxes, and
Sick.
I enjoyed it more than I thought. The only thing that I think is missing from the M8 is, you know, more of the like recording on the fly. You can do
Yeah.
that, but it's not as easy as some other machines. But now I've joined the Electron world.
Oh, snap.
Which I know you're a huge Electron
Heck yeah.
fan.
Shout
So
out to Octatrack Nation.
I have not joined the Octatrack cult, but I have a Digitone and Digitac.
Octatrack's not a cult, it's a nation. So please
Okay,
recognize
excuse
our
me.
sovereign
Excuse me.
status. This would actually be funny, like an actual war of the electronic music devices
I
and like
do
armies.
watch Octatrack videos, and I'm still like, I don't understand this thing.
Neither do I.
That seems to be the general
Yeah,
consensus.
it's awesome.
And I'm like, they've got to be coming out with a new one of these at some point.
People have been saying that for like literally 10 years. And
I
like
know,
the
I
answer is
know.
no.
But I have been enjoying the Electron world. It's, different. I still love the M8, especially for making music in the bed. But I really have been enjoying the Electron stuff.
Awesome. That's interesting because going from like M8, OP1, and Electron, those are all like different mindsets. And you
Yeah.
can kind of like do something on one very specifically that you can't do on the other. So I think like
Hmm.
you have good food groups there.
Yeah, that's right. Good
Yeah,
balance.
you got your
Yeah.
vegetables, meat, and potatoes there.
I'm
So
at the gym. I'm doing legs. I'm doing
oh
arms.
yes,
Yeah.
get those reps in. M1, M2, M3.
Mute, unmute, mute, unmute. What do you like most about the Octatrack?
um, I think the rumors are about it being confusing are it's just it's just not true because if someone like me can use it, I think anyone can use it. I think people saying I got a Digitact first because I heard that the Octatrack was too complicated.
Got it.
So I said, "Oh, I'll get the Digitact and then I'll learn it and then maybe I'll get an Octatrack if I learn it because I know the Octatrack is quote so complicated."
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone talks about the Octatrack incorrectly. It's like if someone said, "Have you ever used a computer before?" and someone said, "No, is it easy to use?" and then they said, "Oh, no, computers are so complicated." That's true. But also if someone said, "Have you ever used a computer before?" and someone said, "No," and they said, "Oh, it's so much easier." That's
Yeah.
also true. Like using a typewriter versus using a word processor on a computer, that's a lot easier. Learning how to program a computer is like infinitely complicated as far as you want to take it.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like the sports records. If people are like, you can't break that mile record, you're like, yeah,
exactly,
you're probably right.
exactly that great callback. It's exactly that because I'm like, oh, I'm like done. Okay, pre YouTube, it took me like I don't really want to say. I think something like 3 years to figure out how to connect a MIDI controller to a laptop. In my defense,
I
this is
mean, yeah.
pre YouTube, and in my defense, this is pre maybe USB compliance protocols that I know
It
nothing
maybe
about.
wasn't as easy.
I don't think so, and I'm a little dumb, and I get mads apparently. So
We're all a little dumb at times.
yeah,
So.
so I wasn't working on it for 3 years at a time. So I grew up with acoustic guitar, 4-track. That's kind of my aesthetic. So that's why the OP1 really I took to that like a duck
Yeah.
to water. It's like, oh, I'm totally in this mindset.
Yeah,
I
in high
loved it.
school I had a 4-track, so that's why I was drawn to the OP1 of like, oh, this will be like my 4-track days.
Yeah, and I still love it to this day. I got the Digitact, really enjoyed programming, really, really had so much fun with this concept that on a single track you can have a kick drum, but then on a single trigger you can change that to be another sound. So
Yeah.
you could like go nuts and not be limited by I just have these sounds to choose from. As my reward for doing 2022 Weekly Beats, I bought myself a used Octatrack.
Nice.
And in like the last month of 2022, I did one Octatrack Weekly Beat just to like test it out. I think the Octatrack is my favorite electronic music device, probably tied with the OP1, to be honest. The OP1 and Octatrack are probably my favorite electronic music making devices. And I think the reason why is for the same reason everyone hates them.
Okay.
So everyone hates the OP1 because like there's no like real like undo button.
There's no
and
undo,
like
yeah.
there's like it's just
like I got a copy in the clipboard just the right spot and like
yeah, exactly. And you can't change every parameter, and you can't, there's just like so many things you can't do. And I love that because then I don't have to think about that. And I can just like, and also coming from like the cassette tape world, like you record and if you mess up, you have to do it again. You don't go in and like splice all this like nonsense.
Yeah.
I love the Octatrack because the Octatrack doesn't really have like a mindset and a proper way to use it. It's just like a tool box, and then you grab the tools that you need, and then you set them up where you want them.
Got it.
And some people, have kind of told me like, well, this is like modular. This is what modular synths are. You get what you want and you put it where you want it. So Octatrack is kind of like that in a sense that you have some samples, but then how do you want to interact with them? How do you want them to interact with each other? And then where do you want them to go? And that's kind of overwhelming, that this idea that you could do all these things with it. And to be honest, there's like still like so much that I don't know about it. But my goal was like in 2024, I'm just going to like use it the whole year for sure.
Right.
And then at the end of it, I'll like learn how to do something. Then I kind of added the other wrinkle to make every Weekly Beat a live performance. And then I could say like
It's
at
quite
the end
the
of the
wrinkle.
year, I could, yeah, spoiler alert. It was awful. But the thought was then I could theoretically play all of these shows live.
Right. Yeah.
I do think the Octatrack is at its best like when you're performing it. I wouldn't recommend the Octatrack to someone that
it's not like an arrangement compositional tool.
It is, but it also like its greatest strength. The thing that other stuff can't do is like standing up, jumping up and down, and like rocking the crossfader and like mashing all these buttons. I think that's why people like the M8, performing with the M8, because it's really like you can like kind of like dance and like switch the patterns as you're like in the zone, and then doing the touch screen and stuff. I know, like, I feel like I just really fell in love with the Octatrack, and all the complaints. Like a big complaint about the Octatrack is that everybody wants to export each track individually to the computer.
Overbridge.
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to get better at mixing in the first place. And not to like throw shade on anyone that like wants to have that control over their, products, or whatever they're like working on. But I'm kind of coming to the mindset of like, I want to play this thing like a guitar, where I'm like standing up and I'm dancing and I'm like using my like arm to like make the music.
Yeah.
And I've played some live shows with the Octatrack, and it is like so satisfying to be like rocking the mic with one hand and be like, yo, you feeling me? Crossfader. And like, it feels so good to like flip. And then to like, I don't know, to jump up and down. And my favorite one is to unmute or change scenes by like letting go instead of, do you know what I'm saying? Instead of muting when you press the button, you can mute it when you let go of the button.
prep mute
So
or
my
prep unmute.
favorite move is to hold it down, then look at the audience and be jumping up, and then let go as I
Boom.
like do a big, dance move. On the machine itself, it says performance sampler, and I think like that's
It's
what
a
it's about.
performance sampler.
Yeah. So you're like doing this in real time. You're like sampling on the fly. You're, crossfading on the fly. So, yeah. And I guess, I don't know, the more that people hate it, the more I like it.
I mean, maybe I'll get one day. But I've been acquiring too many things, I think,
As
in
you do.
preparation for Weekly Beats 2026.
Same.
So I need to I've already been thinking like do I need to like use a new thing every week to justify
Yeah.
having these
Yeah.
things?
Um,
Because I've
I
got
might.
behind me, I've got a bunch of guitar pedals and all sorts of stuff. So yeah,
I think I might make a commitment to not buy any new gear in 2026.
my bank would enjoy that commitment.
I just bought a stupid amount of stuff this year.
Oh, I know. I saw when I was like, "Oh, should I buy new headphones?" You were like, "No, you should get new ear pads." And then
And
you're
then I
like,
bought
"Here's all
like
the shit that I
1,000.
bought." I was like, "Damn, this guy."
Like,
So I bought new headphones. So, uh,
don't blame me. Oh my gosh.
well, should we listen to some music, or
Let's
actually
do it.
listen and
And watch.
watch? I feel
Whoa,
like this is one of
crazy.
those like, uh, when they first had color TV, they switched from
Yes,
black
yes.
and white to
That's
color.
so
And they're like,
funny.
look.
Weekly Beats now in color.
All right. The first one we
Are you
are going
serious?
to watch and listen to is the final song from 2024, Final Round, which was one of my favorite like video effects.
Oh, sorry. That's the penultimate one.
It is the penultimate one.
We could take this thing all the way was the final one.
It was the
Sorry,
final.
didn't mean to like mansplain you on your
But
podcast.
there's also like a special place in my heart for the final song of the year.
Yeah.
Especially like this past year, everyone joined the Discord and we kind of all listened to everyone's like final
Yeah. That was
song.
super fun.
And yeah, that was super great. And I feel like watching all of your videos throughout the year and you doing like some clips of all of the videos
Highlight
throughout the
reel.
year was, yeah, it was like a great just like nostalgia bomb of like all the stuff that we had all created. So, and I know it's a ton of work for you to do these videos in addition to a performance and a song, but man, they are great. And
I appreciate that.
I am often tempted to do the same thing, but then I'm like, I don't know. That seems like
You
a
can
lot.
do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Oh,
Have you
I
learned nothing
know.
from Weekly Beats?
What I learned is like bite off what you can chew for the week. So we'll see. It's not out of the question. Uh,
Here's what I learned from the Weekly Beats. Reach for the stars. Land in Speedtrash.
all right, let's get going.
All right.
All right, we're gonna play this one. Final round 2024. Let's go. I love this video. The effects that you used, I was like, oh, I want to make something like this. I have not yet made something like this. But can you tell the audience, and also for my refresher, how you made this?
Sure. There's a program called Zwobot. Yeah, so Zwobot Max, video player for VJing and visuals in Ableton Live. So,
First Reddit article is Zwobot Ableton Visualizer sick AF. So
can
agreed.
confirm, sick AF. It's awesome. So, so this video. So in the beginning of the video, I'm just dancing. I've got the colored light on, and then I'm wearing my jacket that I've got these light wires on.
Yeah.
So for the record, that was going to be the whole video. Me just dancing
With the
and
light
with the light
stuff. Yeah.
So I finished the recording, watched the video. I'm like, this is kind of boring, and like the light's not that great because of it's a like low angle. And then I was like pretty tired dancing, and I messed up quite a bit. So there's multiple takes. So I was like very tired. So there's quite a few moments where I'm like kneeling at the Octatrack, like getting the patterns ready. So then I thought, oh, I've used Zwobot on a couple of videos before. Like, let me try to see if there's something cool. And I found this like filter option, and I loved it, but I did not have a fast enough computer to like export the video without it having like really bad frame rate stutter.
Oh man.
So this was what's the date on this? Okay, so this was December 22nd. So I had bought Frank a new computer for Christmas. So on December 22nd, I was like, let me open up Frank's new computer and let me install Zwobot and let me like do this weekly beat real quick. So I wish I should have taken a photo of this, but like upstairs in like the spare bedroom, I had this like total battle station. I'm like, don't come in. I got your Christmas present. Don't come in. And wires everywhere. And it's a new computer, and like I didn't have a compatible like Ableton thing. So then I signed up for an Ableton trial, and then like it got like really crazy installing all this new stuff. And it's like I've got 48 hours to finish this or something before the Weekly Beats deadline. So gratefully, like 6 Ableton trials later of like the wrong versions.
Yeah, because it's got to be like the Pro or whatever. Yeah.
So I got it installed and was able to run the program and then take a screen recording of like I think it still wasn't like a solid frame rate. But it was way better than what
Good
I
enough.
had. Yeah. So that's how I did that. And then kind of unintentionally, or not unintentionally, but kind of as an accident, I saw that when the effect happened, it's like kind of sending up stuff out into the forward frame. And I thought, oh, well, you could see this effect more if I actually pushed the whole video back some. So yeah, so when the video starts, it's the full frame, and then slowly the frame gets pushed back. And then when the effect comes in, the effect goes beyond the frame, which creates like more of a 3D illusion because it's like going past something, which is like the frame kind of creates a boundary, then the images go past.
Yeah.
So then what I did while dancing is I stepped in front of the light and danced in front of the camera so I would be backlit. But what that does with the frame, it looks like I'm stepping out of the camera frame and like creates this like really crazy like 3D illusion because of the frame got pushed back.
That's badass. Yeah, because there's like all these things flying out of the frame.
And then I come in front of it, and then I'm backlit because I'm standing in front of light. All of that is an accident. Cool. I'm definitely not claiming that I had this like genius vision.
I mean, like all great things in creating, the accidents are where the fun stuff is.
Look, man, if you want to hit a home run, you got to step up to the plate.
That's right.
Quote, clip it.
We'll use this for socials.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. And I mean, a great song too.
Thank you so much. So that's me playing guitar. So I working on another weekly beat earlier in the year, much earlier in the year. Gosh, I want to say this was like the one song that I had kind of planned out more than a week ahead. But I just grabbed the guitar as I do and just play random chords as I do, and then came up with this first riff, and I liked that a lot. And I thought, like, oh, that could be a song. And something that's really difficult to do that I think most weekly beats folks know about, like, you come up with a sick loop, and then can you try to come up with a B section? Like, it's so painful sometimes.
Yeah.
So this was another situation where I just like there's a couple songs in my weekly beats career that it's like, oh, I forced myself to create a B section, and that's what made the song amazing. One song, Frank challenged me to make a B section. I'm like, how dare you? Like, I can't. The audacity! Like, you create a B section? Are you kidding me?
Do you know what you're asking me to do?
Yeah, like, I thought you loved me. Like, why would you do this?
Get out of the basement.
So then I created that second section of chords, and just by fooling around with the program, like realizing I can do this kind of Z-axis rotation.
Yeah, the tilt.
Yeah. And then it kind of like, oh, this is it. Like, this is what happens for the B section. And
do you kind of make all your samples on the fly, like these guitar loops and stuff, or do you have like a back catalog of like orange drink clips and boneyard samples that you like pull in?
I ought to do that, but I don't. So this was just I have a loop pedal. Wait, maybe I can show the audience. Here's my pedal board. So let's see. We got Holy Grail, Microcosm, Tailspin, Polytune Tuner, Proco Rat, DL4 Mark II, and then the Electro Harmonics. What is that? Whatever numbers those are. Loop pedal. And then my other pedal is a Chase Bliss Generation Loss pedal. That's like the VHS cassette tape degradation pedal. That's upstairs. So the loop pedal. So technically, there's like 3 looping pedals on here. You know, you can never have enough. But that's my main. I do that. Well, that's my main way to write songs as a guitarist by myself. Mm-hmm. So play guitar, play a riff, record it, and then play something on top of it. In order for me to write a B section that felt comparable, I recorded riff number 1, and then while listening to it, tried to find like a compatible chord that would like transition, but still kind of be in the same style. So
would you then like separate those ideas out? Like right.
So then I have like loop B, and then I have loop A, and then I can kind of play them back to back and listen to see if it transitions nicely. Then on the recording,
like fit an overdub that fits with like part A, that it's sort of like these can live separately, but I know that they will work together because overlaid they work together.
So what I'll do is I'll have maybe I might have chord progression A on loop 1 and chord progression B on loop 2, and then while playing back 1, I'll do like something I do all the time instead of playing like a solo is I'll just do like arpeggios. Yeah. So I'm sitting there playing that, and then I hit my pedal to switch to section 2, and it worked. So as the song continues, that arpeggio stays constant. And that's like a classic Orange Drink move. I would I played bass in a band. Shout out to Red Bus. That Zarafa, who also did Weekly Beats, was part of. So when I played bass in our band, that was kind of like I came up with all these kind of like music moves, and one of them would be to stay the same while everyone changed. And I really got into kind of doing that as a bassist. And then the other one would be move when everyone stayed the same. Right? And those would
Got
be
it.
like my like really like go to like songwriting strategies as a bassist, like just playing one note. So I think I really have that mindset. Also, I don't know, as a one man band, like playing a solo seems like it just seems like a little weird. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing's a solo. Like we get it. Like we get it. You're talented. Like we get it.
Yeah.
I'm a I'm a huge fan of Philip Glass, and I don't know if you're familiar with the film called Koyani Scazzi. That was like a huge
Oh, not.
huge influence on me. And in the work, there's just this like cacophony of repetitive note patterns, and then it'll go for a significant period of time, and then one note will change. And because you're kind of like hypnotized into this pattern,
Yeah.
when the one note changes, it feels like such a big deal. And I always thought that was kind of fascinating to like make one note feel as powerful as an entire guitar solo. And
Yeah.
I enjoy guitar solos, listening to them. And what I like about a good any type of solo is that it kind of like transcends the song. So like the song is going on, and then something rises above and takes you on this like fun journey, and then you come back to the song.
Yeah.
Um, and that's cool. And maybe one day I can work on my proficiency to like learn how to do those. But something that I could do that didn't take a lot of proficiency is that I could get into a pattern and then just change one thing and have that feel like a devastating kind of feeling. The way
Yeah.
that a good guitar solo is like, whoa, what? And to do that with a song with just one thing changing. So
That's almost more powerful.
I like to think so.
Yeah. All right, let's keep the music going and the videos going.
Let's do it.
Now that we're in full color, let's go to 2024 week 20 portrait painters painting.
welcome back
That
to
is
Chasing the Beats.
that is a certified banger, I believe. And I really want to know where you got these sample from. These kind of like warbly, like just goodness.
I'm not 100% sure, but shout out to Sun Wu and shout out to The Count, Kount.
Ooh, yes, I have
Um,
some count samples.
yeah, so Count samples are godlike. And Sun Wu is an active YouTuber and Electron fan, among
Yeah.
many other things. Does like a lot of online tutorials. Um, Actually, for any OP1 or OPXY owner, Sunwoo just made a new bag. Check it out. I'm shilling so hard for all my friends.
Link in
Um,
bio.
Link in bio. Uh, yeah. So I think the drum beat with like the little glass tink. I think that's a Sunwoo sample. And then I think some of the warbly synthesizer that's in the chorus or the B section.
Mhm.
I think that's the Count, but I'd have to look that up. Yeah, Sunwoo and the Count. It's nice to buy a sample pack directly from a musician as opposed
Yeah,
to like a
yeah.
company from a studio, because that sounds more samey to me. And like the Sunwoo stuff, it's like Sunwoo like met up with someone that they know and like got them to play some drums that they had, and like it just feels
Yeah.
more homemade. And there's a lot of like inconsistencies in volume and sound and like all this kind of stuff, as you would expect with like a home recording. But like that's what I'm like all about, right? I want the warble and the imperfections and I want the fingerprints on the music. That's what I really want.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, and I've been thinking about like for 2026, it would be cool to just like share one stem from a song every week. Like instead of like, here's all the stems that now you have too many to choose from that you would never use, to be like, I really like this stem for my song. Here's like an 8-bar loop at this tempo. Like if you want to use it, like I would like to use ingredients from people I know.
You
It's
want
like,
locally grown ingredients.
yes,
That's what
and
you
this is
want.
what I
This is the
this is what
farmers market. Weekly Beats is the farmers market.
and that's what I was trying to get at with that the one week where I was like, I'm not interviewing anyone this week. Like, let me do this like community garden thing, because it was like
Cool.
summer, and I'm like, it's nice when you like share vegetables with
Yeah,
neighbors,
yeah.
and like it's nice to know that like Kedbreak made this sample and now I'm gonna put it in a song, or like this is a cool thing that Orange Drink did, I'm gonna use it in my next
Mm,
song.
this is
Yeah.
delicious. Like,
Oh, is
is this
this organic?
Kedbrick? This is Kedbrick. Oh my
This
gosh.
is an organic Kedbreak.
Mm, so much better than store bought.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, like you said, has the fingerprints on it versus like some random splice loop from some stranger or
Yeah.
corporation.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because that was something that I was thinking about doing for next year, is to like grab all my instruments and like record a couple things and like have that be my
Visit my
Weekly Beats.
garden.
Yeah, my Weekly Beats contribution. I'm
Uh,
also, I don't know if I'm going to make this official announcement. Maybe this is the official announcement. I'm
ooh,
thinking about doing an all collaboration year, 2026.
man, I thought about that because it sounds really cool, but I've maybe like toned it down, and maybe it's like one collab a month seems a little bit more attainable.
I'm also maybe thinking of like the like low effort collab where like I remix someone's song.
Okay, okay.
Is this light just blinking the entire interview? That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, it is. Uh, maintenance,
We'll keep it. I have a replacement somewhere.
just a little studio maintenance.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, a collab, because I was originally thinking like, oh, should I do just sort of like replay my podcast episodes order and do like a collab with that person?
That
Like,
would be so amazing,
it would
actually.
be amazing, but God, it sounds daunting. Even more daunting than just like weekly beats.
Yeah.
Because I'm already
Great.
in that like I've got a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, and I'm about to add weekly beats. Like, am
It'd
I
be
doing
so great to
you know?
bring more attention to the podcast, though, to get everyone to like listen to ones that they missed, because this is the Ilzix week, and here's a track that we made together. And you want to learn more about Ilzix? Like, watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ilzix.
Shout out.
One of the
Man, love his
few
stuff.
weekly beaters that I've met in person.
Oh, I've not met anyone in person.
Not yet.
I was briefly in Texas and was planning on meeting up with Jegasis, but it didn't work out. But I still we still need to have some sort of like
I know the weekly
mass
beats,
weekly beats
community,
meetup, roundup.
Maybe I will host it and get a music venue to sponsor our festival, and we'll get everyone to play over like 3 days.
Sounds great. Well, let's keep it rolling and listen to and watch week 5 from 2024, Immolate. Woo.
Woo! That's what I said.
Man, I love the comments from like Blighter's Rock. Is this thing broken? And also, maybe it's better this way. And it's true. It is just dripping with warbly goodness, and this is the warbles are mainly coming from the analog heat.
Yeah, so the analog heat does have like a tape function.
Nice.
You can set the speed and depth, and then you can actually add noise, like tape hiss. So tons of tape hiss added, lot of depth. So it's really like pitching down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a challenge to analog heat has, I think, 8 settings for the circuit. And most generally it's a little bit more complicated, but most generally going from like subtle to overbearing, right? So it's like completely distorted. So using those like really high gain, like totally blown out functions of the analog heat are much more suited for like if you're going to use like one element. So if you're going to just do that on the bass, drum, like, and just have that one element. But for the way I use the Octatrack and analog heat that whole year is that everything was just going through the analog heat, and then all of that was just the recording. So just no individual processing, even though you can do that.
Got it. So you have the option with the Octatrack to just say like, I want just my bass going through the analog heat.
Yeah, because you have multiple outs of the Octatrack, so you could theoretically send the. Oh, I'm selling you. I saw that glint in your eye. I'm selling you on it.
I was like, really?
Actually, well, I shouldn't tell you about other stuff that you can buy that's more expensive, where you can do more things. But yeah, in theory, you could like send the guitar to Ableton and then send the drums through the Octatrack, then to the analog heat, then go back to Ableton.
Got it.
But just for the matter of not futzing around with too much stuff, the whole year, everything just runs through the analog heat. When I play shows, that's the setup too. Everything just goes through the analog heat. So it was kind of a challenge to myself to try to use those like higher gain options that are kind of like unusable, but what's a way that I could do it? That guitar loop, da 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 da, that's from a previous like Orange Drink song.
Nice.
What song is it? I'll have to look it up.
Did you pull the clip from that, or did you just like re-record it?
I got it from the session file on the. Oh, it's from. Cool. Okay, it's from WeeklyBeats 2022, week 42. The song "Your Noise." I was just like, let me just like try to find a sample. So I would just randomly like opened up an old session file and then pulled the guitar and then loaded on the Octatrack. And then like, what can I do with it? Regarding our earlier conversation, something that I want to tell you about this song that nobody will know about is I am in like one of the like worst moods writing and recording and performing this. I had like a 2-hour like kind of like emotional, like I don't know how to describe
it. As the kids say, a crash out?
Not a crash out. I'm in like a book club for mental health, and it's like heavy work. And we did like you have to do like exercises and do readings and kind of try to show up emotionally, which is often difficult. And that's why you're in the book club, because you don't want to like feel the feelings. So I had about maybe like a 2-hour like session when I was kind of like the focus of that session, and we're talking about like childhood trauma. And the topic of like the visual of like lighting myself on fire and lighting other people on fire like came up like descriptively in the session. Lighting myself on fire is something that I have done before for a music video. And clip will go here. All these things in town. Um,
Man, you're adding a lot of editing work here.
oh, I always do that. And then I'm gonna do subtitles also here in multiple languages.
Orange Drink has agreed to help me edit this, so
So I had the session, awful mood. The topic of like
Mhm.
lighting stuff on fire came up. Didn't know what to do. Got the sample, messing around. Then looked at the analog heat. Had these feelings about like fire, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna like flip this like to the melt setting,
Yeah.
and then yeah, all the like feelings came up, and I don't really know. A big thing that I do is that I just do it and worry about it later, and or maybe worry about it never. And kind of like with the final round video,
Mhm.
a lot of cool stuff came up at the end, and I can kind of reverse engineer like a critique of like why it should be that way. But to be honest, like in the moment, I don't really know what's going on, and I find that it's more fun and it ends up being more honest, and it ends up typically being better if I turn my brain off and just am like present with like
Just
my
create.
emotions. So like I'm really mad and I'm thinking about like lighting stuff on fire. So then like this is the song and it's gonna be called Immolate, which is that's what that means. To
Yeah.
like light up like a body on fire. Um, and then with like the analog heat and the melting and like the warble, it it was evoking fire, melting, burning,
Mm.
all those kinds of things. Now the night shot camera, I don't really have like a idea as to why that was there. It was just like, oh, I've got the camera. I don't know what to do for the video. I don't want to just stand there like, oh, let me set up this camera. Oh, I've got this, and let me just
Yeah, it's
grab
a
that.
cool effect.
Thanks. Um, Retroactively, like watching this as a if I'm a third party watching this art piece, and if I were to critique it, I would say the night shot is actually showing the individual like on fire. So the individual is standing there not on fire, and then the video of the camera is showing what they look like as they're like burned. So
Wow,
like the,
yeah.
the the burned version of the individual is on the television.
Yeah, because it's almost like VHS tape on fire,
Yeah,
melting and, like,
yeah.
the whole thing is melting.
Which I think works with the music, but to be
Mhm.
honest, and not to like take more credit, but like I didn't plan any of that, but what I think I can do is I can kind of reverse engineer a critique of like, well, let's try to make it work. Why try to come up with a reason as to why the video camera works for this piece. I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. I think it's way harder to like come up with like a set idea where everything works. I don't think I could
Yeah.
do that. I don't think I know how to do that.
Yeah, because like, part of the barrier for me making videos is, like, what would I make a video of that would be
That's the wrong
cool?
mindset. That's the wrong and I think that's what Speedtrash is.
Yeah.
Like, stop thinking no one really
Just do it,
cares
yeah.
what you think, just, like, do it and have it done, and it can suck too, like, that's okay, it's okay to fail,
Mhm.
like, it's okay to be dumb and be bad or whatever, and I think something that I'm getting better at is I'm, like, getting better as a defense attorney for my art projects, and then I
Well, I
feel, like, a
mean,
lot better about it. I feel like, "Oh, like, yeah, I defend these decisions that I made, and it's easy for me to defend them because I was honest."
but to kinda get
I'm in a bad mood and I'm pissed off and I don't really care and I don't want to look at anybody. That's maybe why the
yeah, yeah.
camera's there because I'm so mad.
But do you really need to, like, have a justification for the outcome of
No,
these
no,
things?
no. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like, watching this video, I did not make all these connections that your defense attorney has made, but it's still a really cool video, like, I love the, like yes, there you can pull some, like, deeper art meanings from this and, like, explain why things are, but I don't know that you really need to.
No, like I mean, do you sit and like think about why your loved ones are your loved ones? Like you can, and sometimes it feels good to think about to like appreciate them more. Like, oh, I really appreciate that my friend does this.
Yeah.
But it's also great to just like be present in like the joy
Mhm.
of like having a loved one because like that's great to have a friend. That's awesome.
Yeah, and, like, this video, you know you just created, and this is what came out of it. And I think that's the beauty of creating things, is like, I don't know where this came from. Like, I started with this idea. Like, it's cool to look back and be like, yeah, this thing came out of this time where I was in a terrible mood, but I just showed up and like let it happen.
Also, look at the specter of Weekly Beats 2022 calendar in the background. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's kind of okay. I'm going to make another defense attorney remark. That's showing that I'm so mad that my prior accomplishments mean nothing to me. Are you serious?
All right, let's go on to the next one, which now we're going back in time. 2022, week 4, Out of My Mind. Let's go. So good.
Thanks so much.
Dude, it is a great music video. I love all the like towards the end, like the fast frame shots of you singing out in the snow, and like the where you're facing the camera, and so you're just looking at the video feed. I love all the like retro tracking,
Thank
messing
you.
around. That is a really cool production. And for everyone out there watching this, I did not explore the 2022 catalog, so I'm hearing these or watching these videos for the first time
Oh,
with
fun.
maybe some of you. So,
Fun.
yeah.
This was recorded January 30th, or January 30th, 2022, or it was uploaded that week. So it was a very cold week in Wisconsin. So this is why I'm married to Frank, because Frank like sat in the snow while I like literally ran back to our house to get batteries because the batteries died because it was so cold. And I didn't want to make Frank have to like walk all the way back.
Frank's
So
a
I'm
good
like,
sport.
yeah, I'm just like, yeah. I've woken up Frank out of bed at like 1 a.m. saying like, can you come and like mark off the calendar because I forgot to get the shot.
Oh
And
my
stuff.
God.
And like he's like, okay. He doesn't question it.
He's like, all right,
He
I'll
doesn't
do that.
complain. Yeah, he's just this is why I feel like we're meant to be together,
That's
because I
love.
think like Orange Drink is like not complete. And actually the last shot, so that's our dog Diez, who sadly passed away during the year of Weekly Beats. So that
Yeah.
was an insane experience to like. This was the first time I'm like putting myself so much on camera and putting so much of my life on camera. And then it's like, oh, my like dog died like while I'm
Yeah.
still doing this really front facing thing. And people kind of know the dog now because he's been so involved in the videos
Mhm.
and stuff. Um, but looking
But now
back
you have
on,
these videos of
that's
yeah.
why I'm so grateful for like
And when my
how
dogs died the past couple years, I was like, I wish I had more videos of them, you know?
it's like the first thing you think of. It's like
Yeah.
I how can I
Let me
like hold on
let
to
me
this?
hear that annoying bark that I was, like, so angry at.
Yeah, like pee on
Stop
like
barking!
please pee on the floor one more time. Like I'm
I miss
please.
you.
I know.
Yeah.
Um yeah, that
Oh,
last
man.
shot, like it's me, it's Frank, it's Diaz. Uh Frank and I are wearing our matching orange drink scarves, and we're like running around in the snow, and I've got like a chair and a bunch of video equipment in my bag. And like if you never know anything about me other than that photo, like that's who I am. Like it's me and my husband and our dog like doing weird art projects like in the snow.
I love it. I
Like
love
that's
it.
what Orange Drink is all about. Um I I'm really big into alternate tuning. So for this song, the guitar, the high E is tuned down to D. And I'm still playing kind of standard chords of A, E, C, maybe D. I don't. Oh gosh, I don't know. Don't
Uh,
ask my bandmates about me and chords. So this is a song that the Orange Drink Trio plays often, every show practically. So this is kind of like a hit song for our shows in the Milwaukee area. So yeah, this has an alternate tuning.
but you start out the video talking about, like, ego issues and, kinda letting go of things and, to dissect the video after the fact, there's definitely this, looking at the camera or different angle and like sort of this like ego separation thing. Since this is like the first year you're doing videos, do you think that added like a different ego component, like seeing yourself on camera?
Yeah, like this is kind of crazy to say, but I didn't want to go on camera because I thought I was too fat.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I
I
should like,
mean,
I don't want to go on camera until I like lose weight and I'm not fat.
yeah.
And it's funny to think that all these videos have been done when I'm like, when that voice says I'm too fat. And it's like, these videos like rule, and like
Yeah.
the whole like fat thing is one,
Yeah.
insane, and two, like not
And
true. And
not
like
at any
also,
point during that video was I like, oh, there's chubby orange drink.
it's literally like mental illness.
Yeah.
So this song is a sequel to another Orange Drink song called "In My Mind," and in the song "In My Mind," the lyrics are like, "I was supposed to be successful now. I thought I wouldn't weigh as much as I do. I thought I'd have friends in a meaningful relationship. somehow this all worked out differently in my mind. And
Mm.
that song is like all of my neuroses and insecurities. Like I literally like wrote on a piece of paper, like, what are the things I'm insecure about? So then it's like, oh, that's not healthy. Like that's not a healthy way to live. What if I wrote a song that's about like leaving this behind?
Yeah.
So it's me that's afraid and ashamed and alive. So it's talking about me in pain if I fail, more afraid if I thrive. Then the second verse is Drew confronting the voice. It's you that I can blame. I'll forgive you in time. Um, when I set me free, it's me, the real Drew, that I find. Um, and the truth revealed is out of my mind. This was inspired by Mental Health Book Club connection. Reading a book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now, which is about the topic of spiritual enlightenment. And I think the first chapter is titled "You Are Not Your Mind." And
Mm.
I don't even remember anything of the book other than that chapter title, but like that chapter title has like blown me away.
Damn. Yeah.
So like I don't know, maybe this is a good time to get into like the suicide stuff, but like growing up gay and like Sri Lankan American in Virginia Beach, I just felt like there's something wrong with me inherently.
Mm.
And, you know, I'm a creative, clever person. So I spend a lot of time trying to use my creativity and cleverness and intellect and logic to try to like think my way out of my problem. And my problem was like, I am who I am.
Yeah.
So how do you
Which is
like
hard to
not?
think yourself out of.
And then that's where like the feeling of like committing suicide not only felt like a solution, it felt like I'm gonna just do everybody a favor, because like if gay people go to hell for all eternity and like nobody wants me here and all these people don't like me and I'm not good enough, like aren't I doing everyone a favor by like
Yeah.
considering like these options? So yeah, I've had like a really like literally like blessed literally hashtag blessed mental health journey that through like all these kind of different ups and downs and spirals got help and got a lot of just like grace from people, places,
Hmm.
and things greater than myself. um and i I'm not like recovered, but I consider myself sober from suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
And this song is like about like directly confronting like there's still a thing in me and probably will always exist that wants me to hate myself, wants me to not make music, wants me to not get on camera, wants me to not succeed because of these like, to use a music analogy, like tapes, these like old tapes that are just playing on loop, right?
Yeah.
And I want to confront that, and that's what this song and then video is about. Is like about like the actual confrontation. Now, Orange Drink defense attorney, art project person, I am really proud of this piece because I unintentionally recreated Plato's allegory of the cave in like a music video form. So I don't know if you're familiar with like Plato's allegory of the cave, but the
I am not.
concept is that I'm gonna like really kind of mess it up, but this idea that the way we perceive the world that we live in for most people is in like the thoughts and ideas and the tokens of the ideas, but it's not actually the real world. So there's this allegory that there are these people who are trapped in a cave, they're chained to each other, and behind and on the wall, they're chained facing a wall, and on the wall are all these shadows. They think that those shadows are real life, but those shadows are merely shadows that are reflected from a fire and then the actual objects that are in front of the fire, but we're living looking at the shadows thinking that it's real. So the first layer is one that's not even real, it's just a shadow. The second layer is, who are these people holding up the chairs in front of the fire? Why does this exist?
Hmm.
The third layer is, not only is the shadow not real, and not only are these just things held up in front of fire, but you can actually leave the cave, and then there's like the actual real world is there.
Yeah.
So that's what this song and video are kind of about. And I didn't realize that I accidentally kind of showed the allegory of the cave, because in the beginning, I'm in the basement looking at myself, and I'm having a conversation with myself about my ideas about myself. So I am
And then
like
you leave
looped
the
in,
cave.
and then I leave the cave. So I'm just like looped in with the shadow and then the wall and then the fire. So it's like I am filming myself, looking at myself, and it's just the same thing coming back and forth. But neither of those things are like who I actually am as a person. I'm not
Right.
just someone standing in a basement with a guitar. I'm not a projection from a television screen. I am
And in
not
your
my
mind, you're fat and
Yes.
unhappy.
Yes, and, like, I don't
I
deserve to, like, play music because I'm a terrible
Yeah.
musician. So, like,
Yeah.
none of this is real, and this is all, like, manufactured in my mind. So, going off of the Eckhart Tolle, like, line, like, I am not my mind. So
Touch
then
grass, bro.
literally touch snow. That's what you gotta say
Touch
that
snow.
yeah. So the song at the half, then it's like me leaving the cave. I'm in the outside in the snow, and I'm with other living things. I'm with Frank. I'm with Diez. And
In the
then
human world.
in the human world, and then I'm talking to you now. I'm looking at the camera, and it's me looking at the camera, and I'm saying, I'm out of my mind, everyone. I am in a basement, like thinking about killing myself. I'm out of my mind.
Yeah.
I need to get out of
On
my
multiple
mind.
different levels.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I need to get out of my mind. So
Yeah.
then we're kind of coming in, and I'm talking now like we're having a face-to-face conversation. It's real now. I'm not just some person with ideas and thoughts and feelings. I'm Frank's husband. I was Diaz's caretaker. I live in Wisconsin. That's like the snow in our neighborhood. Like this is who I am. I'm a real person. I have a body.
Man, you are great at putting together art projects after the fact.
I know. Oh man. I feel like I should be like a I'm like it's like I arrive on the scene like what just happened, like we think there's been an art project. I'm like, oh, okay, hold on.
Let me tell you all about this.
Okay, well, these colors are compatible, so this is an art project. And then there's a flow. It's like somebody died. Like, well, it's still artistic.
I love it. It's very deep on so many levels. I'm glad that you have gotten help. I understand that you may always have these ideas, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that will tell you that we are grateful to have a Drew, an orange drink, all of your creations, and see you put together these art projects, even if it's after the fact of like, here's how my just creative process, and that like it's another level of creativity to look at the things that you made and be like, I get it now.
I really appreciate that. I think depression and suicidal ideation, they are manageable chronic conditions. So just like
Hmm.
a heart condition, or I also have asthma. So just like asthma, it they are treatable. So yeah.
Well, if you're ever feeling down and need to pick me up, just reach out.
Likewise. And to anyone watching too.
Yeah, for real. We need everyone here
Yeah. More now than
for
ever, I
sure.
would say.
Yes. Yeah, it's bad outside the cave
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Cave is rough. Yeah, outside the cave is rough.
I'm gonna go down and look at shadows. It's better than what's out here.
Well, I'm out. I'm going back to Shadows. Good luck.
Yeah, turns out it's pretty nice down there.
Shadows. That's so funny.
All right, we're gonna keep it moving with week 17 from 2022, Revelation Nausea. Here we go. Man, heavy in a lot of different ways. I love the cinematography of like when the drums hit, you're like driving in the nighttime and like the lighting and
Thank you.
man, great song.
Thank you.
The videos along with it are just like icing on the cake.
I appreciate it. Let me show you the camera setup.
I love it. Lots of tape on a window.
So this song is because of the DL4 Mark II. So I had the original one. They came out with the Mark II. One of the first things I did was like to hear that and just really, really great. And then centered the song around that. The lyrics are taken from a previous week song. Apparently, I've been wrong about a lot of things. So that's that was the weekend I did like a emotional trauma like seminar weekend. It was like really it was an intensive.
Man, you were working through it in 2022.
Still am, but yeah. So that song, apparently I've been wrong about a lot of things, was spawned by that weekend, and then the lyrics that were taken for this were all this time underneath, all this time wondering, and that just became the kind of hypnotic mantra of this song. And yeah, literally like revelation, nausea, kind of like really realizing about like repressed things and repressed memories and feeling sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
I don't think I really understood the music video. Just when like the drums hit, I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have something like flip a switch.
Yeah.
And then the thought came like, oh, well, what if we did it in the car? But then I was like, oh, that means we had to do the first section, in the day, and then we have to wait like 8 hours and then do the second section. Like,
Wake up,
that's
Frank.
nerve-wracking. Yeah. So like that's nerve-wracking, and then like if the camera moves and all that stuff. Shout out to my Sony ZV-1 camera for like killing it with autofocus all year, because like I'm not setting any focus and like not setting any aperture. So shout out to the camera for not screwing up. Shout out to Emily. Emily left a kind of interesting comment about like the videos kind of asking the question like, who is the driver of your own life? And I was like, dang,
Oof.
that's insane.
Damn.
Because like not only am I not realizing stuff, but like I'm a passenger. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. You need
And
her on your defense attorney team.
I know. Yeah. Her and Ken Break, they're like part of the like legal team.
Like, let me tell you what's really happening with this video.
Emily's like, well, actually, I've got the document right here that shows. Thanks, Emily.
Shout out Emily.
Yeah. Wait. Shout out Devious and Spider. Shout out Ilzix. Shout out Emily. Shout out Kedbreak. Shout out Joshua. Shout out Ipagos. Shout out Sasquatch, Null Sleep, Trash 80, Sonics Aftershock, Sleep Unit, SQF. You made it to the shout out list.
Yes.
Horatio Romantic Last Minute Edition. Level Capybara. Level Capybara is like my favorite Weekly Beats musician, and I'm just gonna pick a favorite. So everyone else is welcome to be offended. Just in terms of like, if I never met anyone, never talked to anyone, was like presented a bunch of music, like which album would I buy? Like Level Capybara, like best compositions, Level Capybara. Yeah, sorry everyone. Really sorry to Viridian Loom that I just like said that, and now I'm just saying Viridian, like you're cool too. Like sorry. Shout out to Ratsjo from Wisconsin. Shout out to Tweaklab. Tweaklab, I'll give a shout out to Tweaklab. Tweaklab is like a huge inspiration to me because Tweaklab has young children, a spouse, day job, also has done compositions documenting either video games, did a GoldenEye video game documentary, did a soundtrack for that, and then does Weekly Beats.
Wow.
Like, that's insane. Mission Crossing, Catchinashes. Oh, quick Catchinashes told a story about coming to Chicago, and then we met up. they didn't finish the story because they said, I'll let Drew finish the story. Here's the story. Sorry, this is like a story within a story within a story. Catchinashes came to the United States from Australia. Chicago's an hour and a half drive. So I drove down to Chicago to visit them. And I drove them to the largest video game arcade in the world, Galloping Ghost Arcade in Illinois. We went and had a great time. And then I took them to Lou Malnati's Pizzeria. And this is like super deep dish Chicago style pizza. And they're like, "Oh, do you have much pizza in Australia?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got pizza." I'm like, "Well, this is like really intense pizza, so it's like huge." I was like, "Oh yeah. I've had a lot of pizza. Yeah, I like pizza." I'm like, no, dude, like
No,
this,
man,
like
you don't get it.
this pizza like will expand in your stomach, like it'll
Like if you
double
took
in size.
cake and made it all pizza.
So we're ordering our pizza, and it's like, "Oh, I'll get a small this style, and then I'll get a medium this style." I'm just like, that's a lot of pizza. Like I usually eat like 2 slices maximum, and you just ordered a medium and a small. It's like, "Oh no, it's fine." Get there, he eats the pizza, eats more pizza, eats more pizza, and then like later he's like, "I ate too much." And I was like,
Yes.
"I've tried to warn you." And then after the fact, I'm dropping him off at his hotel. And it's like, "Oh, it's so great to meet you. Like, it's been awesome, like being buddies online, but like now we get to hang out." And then at the end, he's like, "I'm really glad this worked out because on paper, this was really sketchy. I just traveled from out of the country and like met some random gay guy who like took me in a car and like drove me to a warehouse." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds really suspicious." That's actually true. Like all of that is true. That sounds really creepy on paper. And then shout out to my arch nemesis Wangus.
Oof. Wow.
Shout out to Frank, of course. Okay, so those are all the shout outs. So yeah, I didn't know that the night shot would work. And I just had this thought that like, oh, if it just like flipped, it would be cool. But now kind of seeing like in terms of revealing a repressed memory, the feeling is like it feels like it goes from day to night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting how these things, with like my defense attorney attitude, I can find the like truth after the fact of like, oh, I am, Emily was right. I am a passenger in my own journey. I am a spectator. And then when the like revelation happens, it is like this kind of gut drop. I also think it's interesting that in the day shot, the outside of the car is like a little overexposed, so you're focusing on the people in the car, and then when it switches to night, you can't barely see the people in the car. You're focused on what's outside.
Yeah, and you're seeing like the lights changing everything inside, and yeah. Which one should we do for the final one?
We got to do auditory hallucinations.
All right, let's do it. Holy shit, man.
That face you made
Wow.
was so good. We're gonna have to use that. We're gonna do that face.
Wow. Oh my god, man. I like I said, a lot of these songs and videos I haven't seen before. And I these are way more cinematic and like assembled compared to the videos that I'm used to of you like performing and dancing. Like this seems like infinitely more work than performing and dancing or like putting together these like little mini movies.
Not all of them are this good. I picked the best
Okay,
ones to
okay.
share with you. Um, but
Wow.
yeah,
These are
it
fucking heavy.
thanks. It was a ton of work, and I'm not even kidding. Like, none of this would be possible without Frank's like fully supporting me. That like in 2022, like his life revolved around these videos.
Shout out
And
Frank.
shout out Frank, best husband ever. Um, so like, and as I kind of shared just about the struggles that I've had about my own self belief, this is like the first time I've ever been in a relationship with someone that not only supported my music but like never questioned it, and then like always showed up. So
Yeah.
it's one thing to have a cheerleader, and that's great, and I'm also very appreciative of everyone who supports me from afar. Any type of support is great, but it's one thing to have a cheerleader, and it's another thing to have someone in the trenches with you, like waking up at 1 a.m. and like doing this stuff. And I'm saying like, hold this banana and like don't move, and it's like, okay.
Frank, we're
And
going driving.
yeah. And like it's like, okay, got it. Like, don't touch the car for the next 8 hours, and we had to do this again in 8 hours. Got it. Like, no questions, no hesitation.
Oh man.
No, why am I holding the banana? Like, do I have to? Like, what is it going to look like? Is it like, why does it have to be a banana? Why a banana? Like,
He knows not to question your cinematic vision.
what is funny is that actually in the in the early stages of 2022 video, we actually had some tense discussions where I'm just like, I can't explain it to you. Can you just hold this banana? It's like, I'm
Uh,
holding it. I'm holding it here, and we had a lot of conversations. So there was some growing pains, and then I think after he saw the finished outcome, he kind of he figured out like, yeah, it's a lot harder for me to explain how I think it's gonna look, because I don't even know if it's gonna turn out.
right, yeah.
So just hold the banana. I'm gonna film it. Don't move. And then when it's done, I'll say, oh, well, the reason I didn't want you to move is because the camera's slowly rotating, and then the banana is in 3D. He's like, oh, cool.
He's like, all right,
Uh,
do
I'm
your
into
thing, man.
it. So this song was all on OP1. Shout out to OP1. So many shout outs. Okay,
Shout out
I'm gonna
everyone.
I'm gonna do a shout out counter, which will be more editing, but it'll be
We have to
fun.
do the YouTube thing. Is it over here or over here? Or
Uh, like and subscribe.
uh,
So after doing the piece, I just wanted to do a noise music piece. I really wanted to like have some musical element, but I wanted to be mostly noise. And then after creating the piece, I was like, oh, this could be like a good, like, we could do like a little horror movie.
yeah, I
Um,
love when it gets distorted and you've got the shot of the popcorn in the microwave and it like does sound like popcorn.
I total happy accident. I had no idea that it was gonna
Man.
play out that way, but I was like, oh, that's amazing. So again, like talking about my trying to be honest, trying to be creative, and coming from like an emotional place, like probably like two of my biggest fears are like anything going wrong with my hearing is like probably my like
Mm-hmm.
top fear.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is like Frank having a fatal fall while I'm not home. It's like
Yeah.
horrifying, right? So creative Drew is like, oh, what if we combine the two? Like, what if we
Let's
have a
put all of our
movie?
fears in one happy place.
Yeah, let's just have a movie about someone like struggling with like auditory hallucinations, which I can't even fathom. Like, I understand hearing loss
Yeah.
from the sense of, you know, if you have your ears plugged up, or you have ringing in your ears, or like you're at a loud concert, I can understand that. But the concept of a
Shout
auditory
out
hallucination,
tinnitus.
yeah, she. That's how you shout out
Ugh,
tinnitus.
man, yeah.
Um. So yeah, it's kind of unfathomable to me about what it would be like to experience that. It's a real thing. It's not very common.
Yeah.
Certainly not as common as different types of hearing loss. But yeah, so that's scary to me. So
But I mean, my reaction of Frank falling on the floor, that you were like, what a reaction.
yeah.
I mean, very brave of you to put all of these fears in a cinematic masterpiece to watch again and again.
I appreciate that. Um, the To me, like, the little trick of the film is that when, and I'll play this back in post, but when Frank goes to get the door, the camera pans to show that the phone isn't ringing, the TV isn't on, and there's nothing in the microwave. So to reveal
Mm,
that those were indeed
all
all
hallucinations.
hallucinations. Oh, and then also, like, bonus shout out that the Out of My Mind music video is playing in the TV.
Mm,
um,
Easter egg.
yeah. So then at the end, Frank falls, but then after he falls, I'm still banging on the door because I'm not a hallucination. I was actually there, but Frank's fear of the hallucinations
Mm.
caused him to trip and fall, and then really, and it's Frank zooming in the camera at the end for me, because like literally the camera is only operated by either me or Frank, because it's just us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in the Out of My Mind video, when the camera's zooming in when I'm sitting out in the snow, that's Frank pulling the zoom, and I made an audio track that had the song playing, and then me overlaid going 1, 2, 3, 4, ready and pull.
Oh,
So
man.
then Frank would pull the camera. So shout out to Frank,
Yeah,
camera operation.
man.
So, kind of a serendipitous thing is that just like the timing of Frank zooming in, and then at the very end, I like looked to see, because that's when he fell.
Wow. Whew. Heavy stuff in 2022, man. Wow. Personally and cinematically, man, it was really cool to see all of these for the first time with you. And evidently, I need to explore more of 2022 Orange Drink videos. Uh,
YouTube.com/orange drink music.
yeah, like and subscribe.
I can subscribe.
But we are well over time.
Yeah, I know. I apologize to everyone that this is like so
You
long.
know, video is just longer for some reason. Uh, so I think we'll cut it off here.
This was really
And
awesome.
this was really
Thanks.
fun.
Shout out to SQF. I'm so happy that you did this. Also, just a really nice to make a new friend. Like, I know we've talked,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
cool to like see you. You have a face. Like,
But yeah,
look at you.
and I do feel like every one of these interviews that I've done, I have gained a new friend, and gained another one today. So hopefully everyone enjoys all the technological advances of video,
Woo.
and to view all of your creations. And I'm not sure how many more of these I'm going to do for the end of the year. So this might be one of the final episodes for the year, and then
Whoa.
we'll retool and see what 2026 podcast world is,
Yeah.
along with making music.
Yeah.
I've been tossing around the idea of doing some sort of like radio show where people will submit like, hey, you should check out this from this week. So I'm
Yeah.
just more assembling and like making
That
some
would be great, because
comments.
there's so many like zero comment killers. That's what I'm gonna call
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Zero
zero
comment killers.
comment killers. I love that. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm still toying around with that idea. I definitely want to do some collabs next year. So maybe
SQF
not
and Orange Drink.
every
You heard
week.
it. You heard it
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
At least.
Yeah, maybe I need to come to Wisconsin. We'll do a live performance. I don't know.
Oh, what? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Done.
So anyway, thanks everyone for continuing to support the podcast and listen. And look at us, we're moving.
We made it.
And we'll catch you later. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.